Good morning, friends. Today we are going to study the subject of project management, which is offered as an open elective for the SY BTech students in the even semester of second year under the Department of Computer Science and Engineering Data Science at SES RC Patel Institute of Technology Shirpur, an autonomous institute established in 2001. The vision of the department is to provide cutting-edge computer engineering education in data science while instilling socio-moral values. The mission statements of the department are M1 to deliver state-of-the-art ICT-enabled teaching and learning to achieve excellence in data science education. M2 to develop professionally competent data science engineers meeting evolving industrial and societal needs. M3 to prepare employable professionals with ethical values and a commitment to professional and social responsibility. The program educational objectives or PEOs of the department are PO1, graduates will achieve proficiency in data science and pursue lifelong learning to advance as professionals, entrepreneurs and leaders. PO2, graduates will operate effectively in diverse, dynamic professional and cultural environments respecting societal perspectives. PO3, graduates will demonstrate ethical values and social responsibility in their professional and personal lives. The course objective behind the project management course are: number 1, to familiarize the students with the use of a structured methodology or approach for every unique project undertaken, utilizing project management concepts, tools and techniques. The second objective why students are going to study this course are to appraise the students with the project management life cycle and make them knowledgeable about the various phases right from project initiation through closure. For the course of project management, these are the expected outcomes from the students. CO1, explain the project management life cycle, project phases and the roles and responsibilities of a project manager, which is mapped to the Bloom's level of L2 and covered in the unit number 1. CO2, apply project selection criteria to select an appropriate project from available alternatives, which will be covered in unit number 2. CO3, apply project management tools to develop a work breakdown structure WBS, prepare a basic project schedule and identify major project risks, which we'll see in the unit number 3. CO4, analyze project performance using earned value management techniques and evaluate lessons learned during project execution for future improvement. CO5, compare and evaluate the waterfall and agile scrum methodologies for software development projects, which will be covered in unit number 5. These are the Bloom's levels, which is basically used to map the course contents with the various taxonomy levels. Under the unit 1, this is the detailed syllabus which covers the project management foundation, definition of a project, difference between project and operations, necessity of project management, triple constraints, etc. So in today's session, we are going to cover the initial syllabus of unit number 1. Let us first start with a definition of project. What is a project? A project is a group of unique interrelated activities that are planned and executed in a certain sequence to create a unique product or unique service within a specific given time frame, budget and the client specifications. Some of the characteristics of the task that qualify to be project are uniqueness, specificity of a goal, sequence of activities, specified time and their interrelatedness. A unique project is identified by its uniqueness, how the goals are specified, what goals the project aims to achieve, the different sequence of the activities, and what is the time limit or duration given for completion of that project, as well as how these things are related to each other. So projects are carried out under many resource constraints and their success depends on the ability of the project manager to manage these constraints or limitations effectively. What is a project management? Project management can be defined in various ways in various books. We'll see a few simple definitions of project management. Project management is the application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities in order to meet or exceed stakeholder needs and expectations. This suggests that project management uses the knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques of the project manager, and we are deploying these tools or techniques to meet or surplus the stakeholder needs and expectations from our project. The second definition of project management is project management is the discipline of organizing and managing resources in such a way that these resources deliver all the work required to complete a project within defined scope, time, and time cost constraints. A controlled process of initiating, planning, executing, and closing down a project is also called as a project management. The methods and disciplines used to define goals, plan and monitor tasks and resources, identify and resolve issues, and control costs and budgets for a specific project is also sometimes called as project management. And the last definition of project management, an approach used to manage work with the constraints of time, cost, and performance targets. So these are the few simple definitions of how project management is defined. There are certain tools like mathematical project scheduling models, Gantt charts, program evaluation and review technique, which is also called as PERT, critical path method or CPM. They are used for the project management. An important event regarding project management was in the year of 1969, the Project Management Institute was formed. This Project Management Institute PMI formulated Project Management Body of Knowledge or PMBK, also known as, which provides the standards and guidelines of the practice in the field of project management in the year of 1981. Now let us come to an important definition. What is the difference between a project and operations? Normally these two terms are used interchangeably in the field of project management. However, there is a distinct difference between a project and an operation. Work within an organization can be broadly divided into two categories, projects and ongoing operations. A project is a temporary, one-time endeavor undertaken to create a unique product or service. The processes or operations, on the other hand, are permanent or semi-permanent, ongoing functional work to create the same product or service over and over again. Ongoing operations represent the work an organization performs repeatedly. They are the reason why a certain department or organization exists. We will understand this more through some examples. Number one, take an example of Tata Motors, a famous car maker which produces different types of cars or passenger units. What are their projects? Earlier Tata used to produce Safari, then they entered into production of Nano, and now they are also using a commercial vehicle called as Tata S. These are all their projects. For example, Nano was a dream project of Honorable Sri Ratanji Tata. ACE is a platform which is built on Nano, but is mainly used for the commercial purpose, whereas Nano is a personal utility vehicle. But if you look at the different operations, for example, the designing of a car, manufacturing of different parts, assembling those parts, testing the car, and sales of the cars. So, do you think that these operations are related to the projects? Yes, of course. Even if you are building a Safari, or you are producing a Nano, or you are producing a ACE, the operations remain the same. The design department is going to design that car. The manufacturing department is going to manufacture various parts. The assembly department is going to assemble those parts. Testing people will going to test like a crash test or something. And sales departments will be looking after the sales. So it doesn't matter for them whether they are selling Safari, they are selling the Nano, or they are discontinued the Nano and now they are producing some other car. So models or cars may change, but their operations are ongoing. So that's why the first point of difference between project and operations, that project is temporary, operations are permanent in nature. Let us take another example. We know there is an Intel corporation in USA which builds different projects like developing a new generation processor. Now, a unique time-bound effort to research, design and test a new CPU architecture before it is mass produced is a project. Whereas the repetitive manufacturing process conducted in a factory once the design is finalized and the project is closed are called as operations. I hope these two examples have sufficiently made you aware of the difference between what is a project and what are operations. Now, in summary, let us look at the difference between the project and operations. For the point of view of duration, projects are temporary, their tenure is very short, while operations are ongoing, they are recurrent or permanent in nature. The goal of a project is to achieve a specific goal and terminate. For example, Tata's once used to build a family car for only 4 people called as Tata Nano. They achieved it, they sold those cars, and once the necessity of such car didn't exist, they terminated the project. Whereas operations, the goal of operations is to sustain the business and maximize the profit of the business. The outcome of a project is a unique product or service, whereas the outcome of operations is repetitive. The risk in case of a project is very high because the project may be a new one or unknown one, whereas the risk involved in the operations is low because the operations are repetitive and routine in nature. The focus of projects is on innovation and change, whereas the operations focus on efficiency and stability of the business. Moving forward, we'll now see what is the need of project management. The need of studying project management starts with project management is basically a foundation for success. Project management helps in risk mitigation and planning to minimize the risk. It also achieves resource optimization because resources are scarce, they have some cost, so resource optimization is of utmost importance. Project management also achieves a successful stakeholder communication. It builds the confidence of your stakeholders into your business. It also leads to adaptability and flexibility by switching from one product to another project. It helps in achieving measurable performance and continuous improvements. And finally, through project management, we achieve client satisfaction and quality assurance. So, dear friends, students, in this lecture, we'll have covered what is a project, definition of a project management, what is the difference between project and operations, and finally we have gone through what are the necessity of project management. In the next lecture, we'll continue with what are the different constraints called as triple constraints for a project management. Thank you very much.